everybody? Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about something that has exploded on Twitter and internet stuff. Now, occasionally, I get involved in conversations. You guys know that. I've talked many times before. I am very active on Twitter and whatnot, just engaging in conversations. Sometimes it's good conversations, sometimes it's arguments, but I'm always engaging in stuff. I have been, and like I've said it before, I've gotten responses from James Gunn. I've gotten 2 responses from James Gunn. I've got a couple likes and responses from, at least their accounts on Twitter. So I'm always on there. I'm always looking. I'm always having fun on there. I never let things really get to me. Things like social media, I know some people see them as cesspools, which and to be fair, for the most part, they can be. But if you have the proper amount of distance and the proper amount of, a life, you can have fun with it. And today, something has broken out, and it's been in the conversation all day, which is, spoiler alert. I don't know if this would be considered a spoiler. I mean, if you're following my channel, maybe this would be a spoiler for you. But, if you don't want to hear anything about Black Panther Wakanda Forever, maybe don't watch this video until the movie comes out in a couple months. But Toilet came out that sort of kind of hinted that Shuri will be the Black Panther. Now, I don't know, because I didn't see it. I've only heard about it. If the toy says Shuri, Black Panther, or what the toy says, maybe someone who knows can put in the comment section. But all I know is most people have come to the conclusion that the toy is revealing that Shuri is the Black Panther. And, okay. And we believe that, and it's a Lego toy, so the Lego revealed Giant Man before it ever even happened. But, okay. And I've talked many times before, I don't think Shuri is the right choice for Black Panther. Because, and by the way, but before I get into that, I don't think Shuri's the right choice for Black Panther. I think it should be Nakia. But some other guy, I can't remember his name. His name's Matt something. I know he's always on Marvel. He's like the male version of Grace Randolph, honestly, because he gets the same kind of reaction from people that she does. And usually I ignore this dude, but he kind of made a comment that's something that has been in the back of my mind, which is how Shuri, we've never seen Shuri actually fight. We've never even heard of her in an action sequence where she wasn't shooting her gauntlets. And he kind of was talking about how I hope we see a montage, I hope there's some type of setup or some type of training that she goes through or something. And people took that and they went a totally different direction. Because I read his tweet. And while I say, I usually don't agree with the dude on anything. And I didn't agree with all of his tweet. But the big point of his tweet basically was that it may not make a lick of sense that Shuri is the Black Panther because she, as we've seen so far, isn't trained. And let's just put it into context. And I ended up agreeing with him, and I got in a mix of answering questions. And there'd be so many people who are like, oh, well, we never saw T'Challa train. Oh, well, we never saw now that it's a woman, now we gotta see him train. And then there were people bringing up Pepper, and well, Pepper didn't have to train to use the Iron Man suit. And it's what is happening right now? And I was like, this is ridiculous. And I was arguing all day. I was at work, working, halftime arguing, and back and forth. And to be fair, most of those arguments were in good fun. One guy I was arguing with, we ended up just coming to the conclusion, well, we'll wait and see for the movie. Because to be fair, as much as I don't think it makes sense for Shuri to be Black Panther, and I'll get into that in a minute, if they explain it well, if they do it well, and it's believable that she, apparently she got these amazing fighting abilities from simply taking the heart-shaped herb. Or maybe it's a modified version of the heart-shaped herb. Or maybe she relies more on tech to be a Black Panther than former other Black Panthers. I don't know. But if they work that in there, I can roll with it. I can roll with it. If they figure out a way to do it well, convincingly, that she would be the Black Panther, I'll roll with it. If it's good, I'm good. I don't need, like, I'm not stern on this. I'm not like, oh my gosh, Shuri's gonna be the Black Panther. I'm not watching this movie. I'm not gonna hold it against this movie. I just don't think it makes a lick of sense. First of all, the comparisons to Shuri and Pepper, because that was one of the big arguments is, well, Pepper didn't have to train to use the Iron Man suit. First of all, there is a big difference between operating a piece of machinery and having to be a well-trained warrior. You know what I mean? Like, there is a difference between the two. Operating an Iron Man suit, as far as I can tell in the MCU, like, you have to learn how to operate that thing. That's no joke. Not anyone can just operate it, but it can be learned. But it can be learned easier. Rhodey figured out how to operate the damn thing in Iron Man 2 the first time he put it on. In Iron Man 3, when Rhodey got the suit stolen from him, that other random ass extremis, like, you know, I guess Ten Ring agent. Well, we thought Ten Ring, but that random ass terrorist took the suit, repaired it, and hopped in it. Like, the thing, and you know, and he's shown, and when he gave Pepper the suit, she got in it, and was in Iron Man 3 as well, and was walking around in it. And we know that most of those suits are coded to her. The thing is, operating the Iron Man suits is a totally different thing than having to train to be the Black Panther. Understanding this, and which is what I think is going over people's heads when they talk about training. The thing is, because some people argued, well, we didn't have to see T'Challa train, and, you know, we didn't have to see T'Challa train, which the thing about it is, we know, as comic book fans and as people watching the MCU, that not only do you have to fight to win the right to even take that heart, like, the Black Panther isn't just given to royalty. Like, I don't know, there's this misconception that, like, the Black Panther, the right to be the Black Panther is just given to whoever who is royalty. First of all, to earn being the king or queen usually is done by trial by combat. And to earn being the Black Panther is for sure done by combat. It's not just given to you. You don't just, you have to fight for it. T'Challa earned the right to be the Black Panther by fighting for it. And in fact, we have seen T'Challa fight without the heart-shaped herb. We have seen these things, so we know. And on another note, something that people don't bring up because I don't think they think about What If all that much, but the episode where Killmonger, Save Tony, revealed that T'Challa has been Black Panther since at least 2000. I don't know, maybe you can say that movie takes place in between Iron Man 1 and 2, like the time frame. But regardless, that would mean T'Challa has been Black Panther at least since 2009. So he's been Black Panther for almost, 10 years before the events of Civil War. Because remember, it takes place in real time at that point in the MCU timeline. So he was Black Panther for maybe 8 years or something. He was either way, he was Black Panther for an extended period of time before we ever even met him, which means he earned the right to be Black Panther before we ever met him. Not only that, but we actually have seen him physically fight without the serum, and we know he can. In fact, as many people have pointed out on the internet, he could have beat Killmonger if he wanted to, but he felt so guilt-ridden and so bad about it that he lost. Killmonger didn't really beat T'Challa. He took advantage of T'Challa's weakness, which is what you're supposed to do in a fight. But still, we know T'Challa can fight. We know he can actually go without the serum. Whereas Shuri, everything we know about her is she is a scientist. She is science first. She is stuck in her lab, creating things, pushing Wakanda to the future. She is not, as far as I can tell in the movies, fighting is not in her nature. She can make shit for people to fight. She's they even described her as a Q. Not only that, but Letitia Wright, the actress, I'm not shaming anyone, but she's a very skinny girl. And the thing about it is, I'm just not sure anyone is gonna buy her kicking, maybe they would if you showed it in a certain context, but I'm just not sure. But besides all of that, It's just what we have seen. All we have seen of her is her shooting off her gauntlets. And there's not much else we've seen her do once the gauntlet's gone. And there's all these people who are throwing out these insane, like these ridiculous maybes and hypotheticals and, well, I mean, she's royalty, so you would have to be a fool to believe she wasn't trained. You talking about the same Shuri who pretty much scoffs at tradition, and you know, that was something M'Baku brought up. She scoffs at tradition. She's she doesn't want to wear those dresses. She doesn't want to be doing any of this shit. She just wants to be doing her tech stuff. Like that's the character they have built. And I just don't think it's very believable that just out of nowhere she would have all these skills and stuff. Now they could go out of their way and like kind of explain it, but like, and then there are people who are telling me basically all she needs is the suit and the heart-shaped herb, and she would be basically as good as T'Challa, which is bad shit to me. Like I said, we seen T'Challa fight without the serum. He beat M'Baku. Same M'Baku who picked the man up with one hand and threw him across a room. That M'Baku T'Challa beat barehanded without any serum. And like, can Shuri do that? Hell no, Shuri can't do that. So it's like, it's one of those things where like, if they explain it well, I'll roll with it. But Shuri being the Black Panther, this version of her, and then there are people who are saying, well, she is in the comics. You have to understand, the MCU Shuri and comic book Shuri are so different. Comic book Shuri, first of all, is a lot more competitive with T'Challa. She's a little bit more aggressive. Not only that, but comic book Shuri is essentially just exactly like T'Challa, except, like I said, a little bit more competitive, a little bit more aggressive. Because she's been training her whole life to potentially be the queen of Wakanda. Like, she's literally a master warrior tactician. She has been training for this. Whereas MCU Shuri is the kid sister of T'Challa. She's a genius. She's the one making his gear for him. And clearly that was going to be this position she was in. There's like I said, every movie she's been in, she has either she's just been shooting off her gauntlets or she's been easily dispatched. Killmonger easily dispatches her. Once he got past the fucking gauntlets, which were designed, which she kind of like were designed to attack that suit specifically. So she had weapons to attack Killmonger's Black Panther suit specifically, and she still ended up getting knocked to the ground and defenseless. Same thing happened in Avengers Endgame when she was working on taking the stone out of Vision's head. She got a couple shots off and then got knocked out unconscious. It just is what it is, really. And it's like, I don't mean any disrespect to Shuri, but being the Black Panther is more than the Iron Man suit. And even getting back to the Iron Man point, the rescue suit that Iron Man made for Pepper, which is the big conversation piece, was designed for Pepper. So even if you want to go, oh, Pepper didn't train for it, you're talking about the suit he designed for her? That suit. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Tony's not a well-trained fighter. But he designed the Iron Man suit so that he could operate it. He designed the rescue suit that Pepper could operate it. And like I said, maybe they go that route in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. She designs a suit that she can operate. But if she's going to be the Black Panther, fighting ability, skill, wrestling rhinos to the ground and shit, I just don't think she's I just don't think it makes any sense. Like I said, I believe it should be Nakia. Nakia has the story, Nakia has the skills, Nakia has all of it. Not to mention, Letitia Wright is a ticking time bomb. It's only a matter of time before she says something that is going to get her the Gina Carano treatment, and the last thing Disney needs is to scrap their fucking movie, the Black Panther franchise, onto someone who is a tweet away from having the fucking internet fall on her. And we all know, regardless if you agree with what she says or not, that she is always a tweet away from the internet falling on her. I would much rather have it in safer hands, like Lupita Nyong'o's, than Letitia Wright, because Letitia Wright is a ticking time bomb, and at any moment, like I said, she could say some shit and would be batshit crazy, and that would be the talking point. So I would not scrap this franchise to her. Because from an outside of the movie in the context perspective, that ain't a good look. But I would give it, so it's not a sexist thing, because that's what people are turning on Twitter right now. People are trying to turn this conversation into, oh, well, it's because she's a woman. It's like, no, it's not because she's a woman. And anyone who's saying, oh, this is only a conversation because he's a woman, you're a fucking liar. Because you're making it that so that they can stop arguing with you about that. Because you don't have any actual ammunition. So now you're making it that. This is a sexist thing. It's like, no, because most people would say it should be Nakia. In my opinion, it should be Nakia. So obviously, it's not a sexist thing. They just want to make it that conversation so that they can easily win it. So because they know the people they're arguing with aren't sexist. They're like, oh, okay, well, you have to back off. But no, Nakia should be Black Panther. I don't see Letitia Wright / Shuri being Black Panther. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. Do you think Shuri should be the Black Panther? And if you agree, comment below. And if you agree with me, also comment below. Like I said, I've been having this conversation all day, all over Twitter. But anyways, thank you guys again. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.